The Gear Factory has been such an iconic room that has been helpful to many players. Today, that changes. And will it be for the better or will it be for the worse? Stay tuned and tell me what you think in the comments at the end of this video. Good evening or good morning, wherever you are. I am Sergeant Dewey, and with the May 14th update, a lot has changed. The Gear Factory has been a part of every Alliance's way of gaining better gear. If you had the materials, you were able to trade it with others. Now you are able to. So what changed? Well, when you are forging gears in the new factory, you will need to pick the forging method, season, and position. Set and category are optional, but by selecting the alternatives, you'll be able to narrow down the scope of forging, but you will also increase the material cost for forging gear. The forging method includes standard forging, premium forging, epic forging, and legendary forging. By picking one of these methods, it will change the appearance probability of gear of each rating. And now, the types and quantities of the materials that are consumed for forging are also different, so pay attention to what you need. Season. Now, this is where you pick the season of gear that you want to forge, but if you are just starting, this list will be small. Now, if you're further along in the game, you'll have many seasons to choose from. The position. This is where you can pick between a weapon, a helmet, an armor piece, or an accessory to start crafting. It says it's optional to pick what set you want to choose between, but these are the ones that are available for the seasons that you are currently in. So anything from, say, if you're at 0, then whatever's there, and if you go to season 3, 4, 5, whatever, and it'll be available up to that season. When in regards to category, this is either INT or strength, so that way when you're like doing maybe castle gear, you'll be able to pick INT gear for castle or just a strength gear for castle, so that way you don't have to worry about getting other categories for that type of gear. Catalyst can increase the probability of forging gear, but the catalyst can only be used for forging epic gear and legendary. So, how do you get the materials and the catalyst? Well, materials are gained by doing the Doomsday Transport. Now, 2 ways to get to the menu. If you are in the Gear Factory and attempt to forge a piece of gear and you don't have enough materials, the option will pop up and give you the option for the Doomsday Transport. Click it. Or you can push the newly added Transport button on the left bottom of the screen when you're in your fortress area or even outside of it. You will come to this screen that has the lab and your main city under Transport. There are various grades of transport. Now, from the least rewarding to the best option, C gives you 100 plastic waste and 50 composite fabric. Next, you have rank B that gives you 180 plastic, 50 fabric, and 30 fine iron dust. The next rank is A. This rank gives you 180 plastic, 70 fabric, 40 dust, and 10 dumped circuit board. Now, rank S is a rank you want to be looking for. This rank gives you 210 plastic, 100 fabric, and 60 dust, and 20 circuit. By choosing one of these ranks, you'll be able to get material to start crafting your gears. So, how does this all work? Well, you select your mission rank. Now you can always change it. Now, if you get an A ranked mission, it will warn you that the A grade mission will be changed. That's fine. You are looking for rank S. Now, granted, you do have a limited amount of free refreshing. It gives better material, but once you find that rank S mission, click transport now. You'll need to send a guard with it. So on the bottom left, you'll see the transport lineup. Go ahead, click it, and make the lineup for your transport. Don't worry, you will still be able to use those heroes, and it is filled with the highest troop level you can make. Now, once that is all done, go ahead, click transport. Now, you will have to do a small battle, and then, boom, you win, you can start your transport. You can only do 3 days, and you'll have to wait a required set of time. Now, this is where it gets tricky. So, you have just sent your transport off, and you're waiting for it. You have to be careful because people can pillage your transport. Now, you'll get rewards for pillaging others, but if you are friends of another alliance, be mindful because they will see who attacked and may retaliate. So now you have all these resources. What do you do with them? As I said earlier, you need to pick your season, your position, and if you want to pick your set or your category, go ahead. Plus, you'll need to make sure you have all the resources for the style of forging. In this case, I have enough for epic, so let's push the button. Boom. Okay, so I've created a Doomsday Hatchet. That's epic. Now, the Gear Factory goes into a cooldown mode. Mine says 1 hour. You can use items such as Coolant or a Freezer, and those are purchasable items that will reduce your wait time. Now, there are 3 ways to lower this time, and that is leveling up the factory. For each level, it gives a percentage of cooldown speed, and you can even place a hero here. And for every 100 points of strength, it'll give a 1% cooldown. Now, these don't affect the cooldown speed if it's already overheated, but will take effect the next time you forge. With all this said, how does it affect the materials you already have and the gear that is already made? Well, you are looking for catalysts. So parts that are already made converted into material. Each rarity can be converted into the new material of that rarity. So if we can get new materials from old ones, what about the gear? What do they give? Well, when you disassemble gear, you can not only get 10 blocks, but there's now a selection to where you can convert part of it to long sought after catalyst. Simple, right? Like before, each rarity gives a percentage of 10 blocks. Or if you have the option split into catalyst selected, you'll be able to convert the gear into catalyst. So it's up to you to pick 10 blocks to increase the level of gear or catalyst to be able to forge better gear. If you have found any of this information helpful, please subscribe and give this video a like because it helps the channel grow and not only allows me to provide the most accurate information I can. This is Sergeant Dewey, signing off. Till next time.